Hello, welcome to Rewatch Reality with Reese. I'm Reese, and today I wanted to talk about conditions, circumstances, and your desires. You know, especially when you're in those conditions that seem very much not your preference, and you almost want to fight against it, but you also know deep down is that what are you really fighting against? Like, what are you gonna fight against? And it's okay to feel that way. It's okay to react. I mean, you have those reactions at the same time, but it's like you are reacting to what? What are you reacting to? Who are you reacting to? What are you calling real? It's a real experience. Don't get me wrong. I happen to be outside today. But what are you reacting to? Who are you reacting to? Who are you reacting as? And I've been in deep contemplation about this for the past hour or two or so. And you can have preferences, and sometimes you can be experiencing a preference, circumstance that you don't understand as to why. So don't really try to understand why you're experiencing that circumstance in terms of the unfolding of your life, right? Because you're going to get nowhere with that. What I suggest, what I do myself, and it seems to have brought some clarity to myself, is that why do you think you need to be where you are, and why do you need to be where you want to be? Let's say, for example, you don't have a job, right? Usually when you don't have a job, you start to feel this and that, and you start to question all the ways you get money to sustain yourself. You start to feel as if, okay, I need a job. I don't like that job. I don't really want that job. I don't really prefer that job, but I need the job. And then you start to feel, but my dream job, my dream this, my dream that is the job that I want, the job that I want to do, the job that I want to make, or the job that I want to be promoted to or have, whichever one, right? Doesn't really matter. The same thing. And at some point, you are questioning why you're there. You question whether or not you're going to be stuck doing that. You question, why am I doing this? What am I trying to achieve? Like, what's the end goal here? Do I do this? Do I not do this? Do I go forward? Do I not go forward? All of those thoughts, all of those feelings, all of those things can hit you all at once. And here's the thing: that was already inside you, that you are feeling that way, and it's built up this scenario, this condition. And the condition is inherently meaningless, but that's typically the meaning you're going to give it. Now, being conscious means you can give it whatever meaning you want, or you can give it no meaning. It doesn't really matter, I don't think. But here's the thing: if you go back to why do I need a job, and why do I need to not have this job, or why do I find myself wanting that job and whatever else, right? You can sometimes find, and I found this within myself, I want a job. I'm just paraphrasing this, right? I want a job because I feel inadequate. That's funny, right? That's a funny thing, to feel inadequate, to know that I am God, to know that I am the creator, and to know that I feel inadequate, so I need a job. It's quite an interesting feeling. It's like, why do I feel inadequate? I feel inadequate because I can't buy things that I would like as a luxury. I can't buy things outside of things that I conditionally need, i.e., food, water, electricity, that kind of thing, rent, or those kinds of ideas. I can't do that without the job. I can't make a job without money to sustain myself while that's happening. And these are all absolutely perfectly sound and wonderful parts of reality and creation and stories, and they do exist, right? They do exist. And when you realize, okay, well, why do I want the job that I want then? And you find as well that not because I want to make money in this way, because it's like I prefer doing that. If your job is less hours and less this and less that, it's like, and it's like you not really acknowledging that. What are you trying to do? It's like it's such an interesting concept. Like, why do you want this desire? And it doesn't matter, and it does matter, because if you're not acknowledging why, as in, I want a job that's flexible. I want a job that I earn an exorbitant amount of money for. I want this. I want that. I want. You keep asking, right? And it's very interesting because it's all real. It all exists. The story exists. You couldn't tell a story that doesn't exist. So when you say, I want this job, I want this way to experience myself as abundant. I want the experience of myself being abundant without the need to do anything. There's nothing wrong with that. It's like, okay, but then why do I feel like I need to do this other thing? Why do I need to do it? You don't need to do it. Okay, but then if I'm just like crashing that idea, if I'm torpedoing that idea myself, that's not going with the flow. And you start to think and think and think and think and think, and your mind takes over, and there's like an endless amount of ideas and an endless amount of paths to take and an endless amount of things to do, and you get lost, and then you don't know what to do. It's so interesting, especially when you have all of those thoughts and you're quite knowledgeable, because the more knowledge you have about manifestation, conscious manifestation, you start to think that, oh, I'm doing something wrong. I don't know if you can see me because of the light, but I'm doing something wrong. Beautiful view, by the way, is it? Hey. I'm doing something wrong. I said, what do I do? Well, drop everything. Drop every thought that you've had. Drop everything in this past, like however long it's been. Drop however long you think it's been. Drop every idea. Drop every desire. Drop every want. Drop everything. Just drop every single thing. Right? And I did too. Drop everything and just say I am. And when the thought comes up, he's like, how can there be enough? And you're like, it must be. Saying I am must be enough. Because when God said, let it be light, it was enough. And it's funny, I heard someone else say that yesterday, Tom Callan from Be Something Wonderful. If you don't know his channel, but I suspect that many of you do. He said, Tom said, let there be light, and there was light. Because when God said, I am, it's undeniable. And it's funny thing, it's the first time I've ever heard him say, let there be light, and it's coming from another user who said, let there be light. But I remember I was playing a game with one of my friends, and it's just such synchronicity that I didn't even realize it until this moment that I'm talking about it like live. Not live, but I mean like in real time. Yeah, let there be light. I've been playing this game, and the character is kind of a light bringer. Not Lucifer, some other Dawnbreaker, another thing from a game called Dota. And I actually shouted while playing with my friend, let there be light, because when I cast the spell to where we were playing the game, and I said, let there be light, and then Tom said, let there be light. And now I'm just thinking about saying I am, and I am is enough. When you say I am, it's like saying let there be light, as in I am, and you light up your desired preference of reality. I am is my desired preference of reality. I am is lighting that up, because I know when I say I am, I'm referring to being everything, and when I refer to being everything, I'm also referring to what my conscious preference of reality is existing. I don't know how to get there from here physically, because there's no physically here to get there physically. It just exists. It's called into experience in a linear unfolding, but it just exists. All of these frames, the one you're sitting in, the one you were sitting in, the one you will be sitting in, all just exist right now. We have a linear progression of how you got here. And here's the funny thing: if you think back an hour, unless you were sitting or something like that, if you think back throughout your day, you don't really know or have a complete memory of how you got where you are right now from a certain point in time. You kind of just know that you got here. You know there was a linear progression kind of thing, but all of it exists right now. That's quite funny thinking about that. It's especially now when I wanted to make a video about abundance, and I started talking and realizing abundance is knowing I am enough. Knowing that I am lights up everything. Knowing that I am lights up your life. Knowing that I am is you as the light bringer saying, let there be light, and there was light. Let there be light, and there was light. Let it just be I am, because even I have those thoughts popping in. Everyone does, and those thoughts are irrelevant. That doubt's irrelevant. The fear is irrelevant. Go to your I am awareness. Make awareness of what you want enough. And I know it can be tiring sometimes when you're feeling all the feelings endlessly, and you doubt endlessly, and the thoughts about this thing that you don't want to do endlessly, and sometimes it feels like you're not doing what you want to do endlessly. Leave that all there, because you can't take it out, you can't move it, you can't dumb it down, you can't do anything. Just leave it all there, say okay, and be that new version of yourself. The only difference between the version of yourself and the version that you are now is only one difference, right? And people say now, be the version of yourself who's in that relationship. Be the version of yourself who's doing that job. Be the version of yourself that has the health that you want. There is only one difference between you and that version. And it has nothing to do with what you're physically doing. It has nothing to do with what you're thinking. It has nothing to do with what you're feeling. It has nothing to do with anything. It has one little idea. The version of you that exists right now knows that they are in that relationship. That knows that they're doing that job. That knows they are as healthy as they want to be. That's it. So Neville Goddard said, it's your refusal to believe it is why you don't see it. It is because the version of you that does see it believes it. So be the version of you that believes it, in a sense that knows it exists. Have faith that it exists. Assume that it exists. Assume the belief. Assume the assumption. Assume it. Assume that it is that. And then do nothing. If you fight, kick and scream, and then go back to that knowing anyway. I am the light bringer. I am that which says that there be light, and there was light. There was no effort involved. I don't need to even physically go put the light switch on. Because you are the light, you are the switch, you are the room, you are that which you desire to be right now, forever and always. And take every opportunity of frustration, of doubt, of feeling lost and stuck and inadequate. Take every one of those opportunities and go with them. See why you feel that way. Call it forth why you feel that way. Call forth it. Do not be brave in your own heart. Be brave in your own heart. Call forth why you feel inadequate. Call forth those inadequate moments. Call forth people saying you don't do enough. You aren't being enough. You aren't doing. Call it forth. See what you are assuming in that, and know that it is not true, because you are enough. You are I am. You are I am as reality itself. Be brave. Be bold. Walk in the valley of darkness, saying I am the light, giving it light. I am is enough. I am is enough. I am changes your life, because when you realize I am everything, your life has subsequently, fundamentally, 100% changed. I am Reese. This is Rewrite Your Reality. I hope you enjoyed the view. I hope you could hear me. I didn't bring a mic. Spur of the moment video. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribing. Thank you for the comments. Interesting hooter. Next to freeway. Much love, and I see you on the next video. This is Reality, and take care. There's a Facebook group if you want to join. There's a TikTok page if you want to join and look at the videos there. There's other shorts there as well. There's coaching available if you would like a session with me, depending on where you are and what you want to talk about. That's all amazing. I love it. I'll see you all, and take care. Bye.